Good evening. Thank you, Sean, for the introduction, and yes, go Hawks. I would first like to reiterate something that Sean said. The reason that this evening is so special to me is because my mentor, Mike Bedard, is also being honored. I would like to thank the CAALA staff for everything that they have done to prepare this evening, as well as what they do for this organization throughout the year and for our members. I would like to thank the staff and the attorneys at our firm for everything that they do for our clients, as well as for one another. In my opinion, the best reason to work at our firm is because of the family environment, which I was immediately welcomed into. I would like to thank Joyce Kelly in particular, our administrator, for making sure that everything went smoothly this evening for this special night for our firm. I would like to thank Bill Chernoff for everything that he has done for policyholders, for consumers, and for the members of our firm. Thank you, Bill. I would like to thank Mike Bedard. And my story about Mike is my first witness in front of him. So examining my first witness in an arbitration, and about 15 to 20 minutes into the questioning, he leans over to me and whispers, "What else do you think you're gonna get from this witness?" And I say, "I don't know." And he says, and gestures as follows, "Then cut it." And my next words were, "Thank you, no further questions." It was a reminder to a young attorney to do two things. Number one, to know what you need to get from your witness. But number two, when you get it, stop fishing for anything else. Mike, I am proud to work with you. I am proud to try cases with you. You are, as some people have already mentioned, humble, respectful, civil, and what you have done for consumers and people throughout this state is incredible. I am honored to be receiving this award tonight with you. I will never forget the moment that the verdict was read, which you and I shared. Thank you for believing in me. I would like to thank Ricardo Echeverria. Ricardo is actually the encourager for me to get involved in CAALA. He is a fantastic trial lawyer. He was the attorney that I went to with my first trial, and after about 7 weeks of trial, we got into a second phase. And as we were preparing for the second phase the next day, he says to go get our expert on the phone, make sure that he can show up. And so I proceed to go outside of the courtroom. I called our expert, and I'm told by his office assistant that he is on a sailboat with no cell phone reception. And so I ask about the other two people in his office that testify at trial, and I am told that one is already testifying the next day, and the second has retired. So I proceed to go back into the courtroom to tell Ricardo the news, and Ricardo, in the most calm manner, says to me, "Get her to unretire." And I say, "They didn't teach this in law school." So, needless to say, she did not unretire, but we did have a witness the next day. I would like to thank Greg Bentley. Greg is enthusiastic and energetic, and it is felt by all. I remember my first court appearance with which I made it with Greg. And we went to Rancho Cucamonga for a case management conference. And I remember he told me where to park, who to check in with, how many cards to give, what to say, what not to say, and where to get coffee afterwards. And then I was trying a case with him as second chair in Orange County, and he allowed me to have my first witness at trial. I think he held his breath the entire time, but I appreciate all that he does for the younger attorneys in the firm. I would also like to thank Jeff Ehrlich. Jeff is one of my mentors. He is an appellate attorney that is nothing other than brilliant. He has the ability to put black ink on a white piece of paper and make an absolute colorful masterpiece. I appreciate all that you have done for me thus far in my career. I would also like to thank Claire Lusich, an attorney in my office, for her friendship and her support throughout the late evenings. I would like to thank Jeanette Bedart, as well as Danelle Bentley and Jill DeShernoff for welcoming me into the firm and making sure that I knew that it was a family environment. I would like to thank my mother. My mother has tirelessly dedicated herself and sacrificed for me. I remember her waking up every day at 3 a.m. to make it to work on time, to get off to take me to basketball practice. I appreciate everything you've done, Mom. I would also like to thank my father. He continuously instilled work ethic into me when I was young. And he would tell me that it might not pay off today, and it might not pay off tomorrow, or even in the near future, but one day it will. And I hope that you understand that I now understand the wisdom. I might not at the time as I was griping. I would like to thank Anna Rom. You've heard about her a little. You'll hear more about her later today. She is the client that Mike and I represented in the case for which Mike is being honored this evening. Anna, you are an inspiration. You are amazing. Your courage is incredible. I am happy to assist in any way I can in your future. And to your family, thank you for your courage throughout the duration of a very difficult case. I would like to thank briefly my other family members here, as well as friends, my Aunt Susie, my stepdaughter, Carlina, my Uncle Stan, my Aunt Julie, my stepmother Diana, and my friends Hugh, Nicole, Rashawn, Sagi, and Becky. Thank you for being here this evening and for your support. Lastly, I would like to thank my husband. We recently got married, and I married my best friend. I love you. I appreciate all of your support. And as I have told you before, and I will tell you again, to the world you may be one person, but to one person you may be the world. You are my world. Thank you. I appreciate all of the support for our firm this evening. Congratulations to the other recipients, and thank you to CAALA.